Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Rabbana amanna faghfir lana warhamna wa anta khairur rahimin. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين إن شاء الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brothers and sisters, this is Ustad Asif Mehri Ali class for Sunday, February the 16th, 2025. My name is Nisar Shaikh and I will be continue facilitating grammatically analysis of Surah An Naziat, Surah number 79 in the Quranic sequence, and inshallah this would be session number 6. Well, sister, as mentioned before, those of you who may be joining new in our class, that unlike most other classes, in our class, we analyze each ayah, both grammatically and morphologically, assign the meaning to each word, and then to the ayah, and finally compare our meanings with the work of the scholars. Our hope is that one day, with the mercy and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be able to not only look at the ayah, any ayah of the Mushaff, and not only we will understand it, but also be able to feel its beauty, depth, and eloquence of the message deep inside our heart. Allahumma anta jal Qur'ana, Rabiya, Kalbina, Vanura, Sadrina. But brothers and sisters, before I proceed further, I would like to reiterate that I'm not an alim or even a teacher, but merely a student of the Quran who is following the direction of my Ustad Asif Mehri Ali Sahab. I spent many hours per week to prepare the notes from a number of the Arab books and dictionaries from our respective scholars, so that it saves you a lot of time and make it easy for you to study. None of here which I say is from my own. I have extracted all this information from the various scholars. However, there are sometimes it's my own interpretation, and that time I mention it that this is what I feel. And usually, for the word meaning, I write it with the blue rather than green. So, brothers and sisters, on the screen now, you can see the names of the scholars, along with their volume number and page numbers, for your easy reference for the students who are for the advanced students of our class, so they may be able to look at the other references which I mentioned here. But as we mentioned before, that we mostly follow Dr. Suleiman Yaqut. But wherever some difference of opinion happen or additional information is required, more information than Dr. Yaqut has given, or slightly different interpretation of the Arab, then I refer to, then I mention the name of the other scholars and give their references. For the sarf purposes, that is, for the vocabulary and conjugation of the words which came in the ayah, I consult number of dictionaries, mostly the Quranic one, such as Bril and Badawi Dictionary, John Penrice, Nadawi, Dr. Lutfur Rahman, and more general but a detailed dictionary of Hanswehr. But quite often, alhamdulillah, I use Brother Zahid notes and copy them for ease of our study, inshallah. So But brothers and sisters, as I mentioned repeatedly before, that I'm just a human being and a student, and I can make mistakes. So first of all, I seek forgiveness in advance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then from you all if I make a mistake, and humbly beg you or encourage you to help me correct those mistakes. Once I receive your messages, inshallah, then I will correct them in the next session, inshallah. On the screen right now, you can see my email address, which is specific for this class. In this way, I can respond to your query and correction quickly and effectively. Brother and sister, I also owe one or two of you who did write to me previously before my sickness. Inshallah, I'm still recovering. Inshallah, as soon as I find a time, inshallah, I will definitely answer that. So, brother and sister, I do encourage you to please do write. Inshallah, now we start with our with our without the ayah, inshallah. Let me open up that. Here we go. I think we're going to start from ayah 23 onwards. So, your sister, if you recall, in the previous sections, that first of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken a series of oaths in the beginnings of the surah, starting from Naziat. And then he mentioned about the day of resurrection. Second phase of this ayah consists of the resurrections, where he had described both the Rajifa, the first blast, and the subsequent blast. And then we came to the new chapter, which called the story of Musa. I think we go back to a couple of ayah, and we can see here the story of Musa, where it says Halataka Hadisul Musa, and this is basically referred to after Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu, reminding him the story of the Musa. In the story of the Musa, we mentioned when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Hazrat Musa alayhi salam in the sacred valley of Tuwa, and he said, go to the Pharaoh, because indeed the Pharaoh has transgressed. Taga, Taga, as he explained very nicely. Fakul hal laka ila an tazakka, and go to Pharaoh and say to him, would you like to be purified or to seek purity? And at the time we explained how the tazakka, the word originated. Okay, it's a form for 5 words. Then we move to the wahadaika ala ila rabbika fataksha. And would you like that I said that I guide you to your Lord, so that you shall fear him in reverence. For arahu or araital cobra. And then Musa showed him the sign, the greatest one, the greatest sign. They showed him the great sign, the sign the most great, and that is, we talked about last time, asa. Fakazzaba wa asa, and because they denied the message of the Musa, the signs of the Musa, the guidance, provided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they denied and they disobeyed. So I think that's where we covered last time, and now we go summa adbara yas'a fahashara fanada faqala ana rabbukumul ala. Rabbukumul ala. Summa adbara. Okay. Summa, brothers and sisters, is harfo atas. Let me get my pen and just the thing. I think it's fine. So we saw harfo atfin. And it is mabni ala fatah adbara. You can look through, I think, looks like a Telemadin, form 4. If you can just look through from the dabara, right? So we say adbara, we say madin, Tele madin, mabni ala fatah. You can say fatah to zahira. مبني على فتحة الظاهرة, right? And the file, where is the file, brother and sister? You can see yas'a فعل مضارع يبان. Okay, so there is a file. So file is here. ضمير مستتر. ضمير متصل جواز تقديره هو. So we write down here file is ضمير مستتر ضمير مستتر or ضمير مستتر. Either. You can make nata manut or you can make mada mada filahi. Jawazan, here I made nata manut. ضمير مستتر. جواز تقديره, it is estimated to be هو. So this is هو. Who this word refer to, brothers and sisters? See, the same person which you say فكذب وعصى. He denied, and he disobeyed. فأدبر, then Adabbara, we look at what meaning of Adabbara. So it still refer to Pharaoh. Hua. And the Jumla, brothers and sisters, min, fail, plus file is Matu Fela, Jumla, Kazzaba. Okay, which came in a previous ayah, right? When we do, there is a little bit more explanation, brothers and sisters, Yaqub is mentioning when we do the vocabulary, when we do the vocabulary of the word or morphology, and then inshallah we'll cover it up. Yes, you can see the fi'l madariya sign there. Harf madariya, ya, there. So we go, fi'l madariyan, mudariyan. Now we have a file there, right? This is mansubun. Fi'l madariya. Mansubun and alamate nasba is al-fatatul muqaddara al-muqaddar للتعذير. Okay. And file here is again Samire Mustatirun. Okay. So rather me writing, I will just write here. To save time, we have to cover a lot, alhamdulillah. So I will just copy from this place and put it here so that you have a complete notes. Okay. File Damir Mustatir Jawazan Takdiruhu Hua. Okay. Now this Jumla, now brothers and sisters, Jumla means fail file. Just a minute, brothers and sisters. Just give me a minute. I have to go. So I think Jumla here, oh, I beg your pardon, brothers and sisters, Mudariyam, oh, excuse me. What I'm doing, I think I'm looking, say, my apology, brother and sister. This marfu, it can't be mansub, so I don't know. Marfoon, Mudariye, Marfoon. And alamate rafa, alamate damma is alf dammatul muqaddara. للتعذوري. علامة علامة رفع is الضمة. المقدر للتعذير. Okay, now makes sense. Astaghfirullah. Bismillah. Walare marfu. I have no idea how I can say منصوب. لا حول ولا قوة. فاعل ضمير متصل جوازا تقديره هو. Better because we have a lot of room. تقديره هو. And this جملة brothers and sisters now. جملة بفعل فاعل. When I was writing فعل فاعل, then I realized it cannot be منصوب. لا حول ولا قوة. It's not a جملة. جملة من فعل which is يسعى. فاعل which is مستتر هو. It came as a في محل نصب. It came as a حال. See, summa adabara yasa. When we do the translation, then become very apparent how it comes in a hal. Okay, hal and min fail is adba. Okay, now makes sense. Okay, so I think there are a couple of more things in here, so I'm not going to proceed further. Let's do translation. So I may have to add a couple of more points here, which is very important point. Okay, so now we go. What is summa? Okay. Summa, brothers and sisters, is then, is a harfiyata, right? And we did many times before. Then, adbara. I think the form 4, let's look at it. What happened to Adbara? Did I beg your pardon, brothers and sisters? I think, brothers and sisters, the time after my stroke, I've started doing some mistakes. Just give me 1 minute, brother and sister, and I will get it out, the vocabulary. I did prepare the detailed vocabulary, brother and sister. I think I may have missed that thing somehow. There we go. I think I did. I don't know how it. Okay, I think we should go here, and I will pick it up from there and bring it close to it so that we can all follow it. Okay. This is the vocabulary. We'll go back to the ayah. We don't have a place to put it here. I'm just trying to, let me add a page here, brother and sister. Okay, so we go add a page. Okay. There you go. Okay. Brothers and sisters, the root words, I think words we are looking for is right here. Right. Okay. Okay. So, brothers and sisters, the root word for the adbara is dal, ba, ra, from Bab Nasra. I use Bab Nasra. Dabara Yadburu Duburan. Dabara Yadburu Duburan. To turn one's back, to pass. To turn one's back, to pass. Duburun, back, backside, end part called Duburun. Okay. And then there is a Dabbara, Yudabbiru, the Tadbiran to make plans. Here word came is form 4, brothers and sisters. It's called Adbara. Adbara Yudbiru idbaran. To turn one's back, to flee, to run away, to escape, to dodge, to slip away. Okay? So here I think to turn one's back. We go here to turn. Oh, my star used to say that when the thing goes wrong, to turn one back. And with the same root word, brothers and sisters, we have very common words actually. We have, we know the words from vocabulary, tadbir, tadbir, which is the masdar of form 2. And we also know for the form 5, tadabbaran, okay, tadabbara, okay. And then we also know mudabbirun, which is a small file, right? So one who is planning, carrying out a meeting, they are called mudabbirun. But here, brothers and sisters, just say to turn one back, okay. So now we go, I will write down here, adabbara. My apology, brother and sister, for missing that thing. I don't know when I cut a copy. I missed it by the vocabulary was prepared actually. So, and then as you know, the root word here is the file here is huwa, right? So he turned his back, right? He, which is Pharaoh, turned pele madi his back. Okay. Brother and sister, I think there are several words the Quran use it. You know, when we use the word adbara, you know, adbara basically, you know, Urdu, you can call it peet pher lena, peet pher lena. Or in the tafsir mine, it could be that he denied the message, he denied the faith. Remember, if you continue from the back one, fakazzaba wa asa, he denied and disobeyed. And then adabbara means that he turned his back, he turned away. Okay. In opposite to tawalla, remember the tawalla will run before. Tawalla means turn your face on the other side. To turn your face is tawalla. Adbara, to turn your back. Okay. Now, what is yasa? I think we have a yasa right here. The root words are seen, ain, ya. Seen, ain, ya. So, from bab, fatah, sa, yasa, sa'yan, sa'yan, sa'yan. Okay, ain. Means to strive, to endeavor, to move, to talk, to hasten, to run. The all meaning comes in is to strive, to endeavor is more appropriate. Sayun, efforts, endeavor. When you go, verbal noun means walking, walking fast, walking fast. You know, say when you go to the Hajj, sai, sai. So that's the same thing, you know, walking fast. Okay. Yes, ah. So we say striving. We can take the meaning striving, endeavoring, striving, endeavoring. So we say striving, Striving hard. What is striving hard? Now, there's a couple of meanings you can come back here. Now we can look at the other meaning, etc. So, striving, in Urdu, you say, लौट गया, तरकीबें करने लगा, he's striving to, he's planning something behind and do some mischief in hurrying and thinking about turn his back and planning some mischief and striving hard. Okay. So here, brothers and sisters, there are a couple of explanations are needed. Number one, this is from Dr. Yaku. Those of you who follow the note, Dr. Yaku says Yasa means I tawalla fir'auna wa arada anan iman. So he says Fir'aun took the charge. So Yasa, he's explaining that Fir'aun took charge and turned away from the faith. Turn away from the faith. Okay. Yasa, he explained, Ya'malu bil fasadi fil ardi yajtahil fi maqaiditi Musa alayhi salam. He's saying that he's doing the fasad on the earth and he was striving and working hard and fi maqadita, fi scheming strategy against Musa alayhi salam. Okay. So that's what the meaning Dr. Yakut is trying to explain. But brothers and sisters, if you look through that why so this is basically meaning here. Okay, we will go forward and then I have to add one or two more points there. So let's look at the meaning of our scholars. Okay, so I think we don't need this thing anymore here. I will say I have to open the translation, brothers and sisters. So this is the translation here, and we are in the ayah number 2022. So how do our scholars mention what we just translated? Copy. I put it here. Paste. And I will delete this. Okay. Now you can see that. So we said then he turned his back, striving. Dr. Mustafa Khattab from the Career Quran, one of the scholars, Alhamdulillah, and Dr. Mohar Ali and Sister Iman Torres. Okay. Dr. Mustafa Khattab is saying, then turn his back, striving against the truth. That turn his back, striving against the truth. Remember I said with making a tadabir and tarkeeben karna, tadabir karna, planning something mischievous. So that's what he was doing. Okay. Dr. Mohar Ali said, then he turned back, making an effort to deny Musa message. Okay. And he turned his back, in Sister Iman Torres, hurrying to do mischief. That's what we covered. Hurrying to do mischief. Okay. Then he turned his back, hurrying to do mischief. Okay. So this is the meaning. Okay. So Fahashara Fanada. Now this has some background. We will cover it inshallah. Fahashara. Fa is harf ataf. Fa and hashra, they are two words. First is harf ataf. Mabni ala fatah. Okay. Hashra is a fi'l madin. Mabni ala fatah. Okay. Very easy. And file again, brothers and sisters, the same thing. Hua, the medium of sister. because they're always saying repeatedly about the Pharaoh. Pharaoh is the basically file in this thing. So I will just copy from here, copy and paste it here to make your note complete, inshallah. Okay. And the Jumla main fail of file is of course Matuf Ela Jumla just came in, right? Adbara. The thing become very easy once you know just basically master the thing. Okay. Fahashara. Fanada. Fa is again harfuataf and nada is fail madi and file is the same thing. Okay. So we just copy from here and put it and we change couple of things so it will save whatever time I wasted a little bit in the beginning, we can recover it. Okay. Copy. We put it here because of the finding things. So, but this mading is a little bit different, okay? It's panada. Panada. Okay? So, what happened? give me, give me a minute. Somehow I lost the ribbons, brothers and sisters. So today, I'm sorry we're having some troubles here. I don't know why. It's not letting me go back. There, I got it now. Just give me a minute, brother and sister. I have to fix this. Okay, brother and sister. Excuse me. Now I got back my screen. So there was some technical difficulty. So fanada, fa is harfiyat mabni ala fata, and nada is madin, pele madin, mabni ala fata al muqaddar. Al muqaddar للتعذير. Okay. Here's a Shaddadi. Okay. Tazul. Hadi ala fatatu sorry. And file is the very mutasir jawazan taqdiruhu huwa. And the jumla is jumla fi'l file. Jumla is fi'l fa'al matuf ala jumla is el hashara. I think we're using the red here. Keep the same thing. Hashara. Okay, it's matuf ala hashara. Now we look through the meaning of it. Fa we already know. And now hashara. What is hashara? Hashara, root word that ha, sheen, ra. From both Bab Daraba and Bab Nasra. Bab Daraba and Bab Nasra. For Bab Daraba, Hashra, Yah Shiru. Yah Shiru. Bab Nasra, Hasra, Yah Shuru. Bab Daraba, Yah Shiru, Yah Shuru, Bab and Nasra. Hashran is masdar. Means to assemble, to gather, to drive together, to drive towards a place or a quarter. Okay? So here assemble or gathered. Assemble or gathered. So we down to assemble or gather. I think gather is a little bit uh, more preferable meeting here. Okay. Ashra and Hua, he, again Pharaoh, gathered. He gathered. Now I have to do a little bit different here, brothers and sisters. You see, if you recall, I think we have seen this word before. Okay. So where did we see? Al takbir. Remember al takbir? Wa iza wa hushu hushirat. Hushirat. Wa izal wa husu hushirat. And when the wild beasts are gathered. So because of the day of resurrection is almost meaning that when you gather the beast, when you gather the animals, uh, it is almost forcefully gathered. Okay. The difference between hashra and jama is that hashra is basically used for the herds, gathering the herds of animals. Uh, Gathering the animals. Activity was a wuhushu usharat because the wild beasts are gathered. Okay. But when you gather the human being, you call it ijtama, jama. Okay? Refer to human gathering is ijtama or jama, the human. So this is the difference between. So when you gather, when you herd the animals into cavity, you basically guide them almost, or you forcefully. Sometimes you have to apply force on them. So basically, I would say then he gathered authoritatively or forcefully, like you gather the animals. Okay. So he gathered the human, fanada. What is fanada? And nada, nada, we go, ashra. I think nada we did many times before. That's why I didn't write down the nada again. And nada is it, when we talk nada, remember, we did many times. So nada means to calling out, to call out. And he called out, called, called out. Okay. So that is nada. Okay. So, and he gathered forcefully and called out. Now, Fahashra. Dr. Yakut has a footnote for that. Okay. So let me see. I think I did copy footnote here somewhere. Yes. There we go. First we go Fahashra. Okay. Dr. Yakut is explaining. Let me give a reference here. This is from Dr. Yakut. Pajama Fir'onu Junuduhu Lil Kitali Wal Haryabati Au Jamaul Saharati Lil Dil Mu'aradati. Mu'aradati. Fir'aun assembled his soldiers. Fir'aun, this Dr. Yakut is explaining what is meant by thing that he gathered. Fir'aun assembled his soldiers for fighting. Fighting means, basically the thing. And battle, or he gathered the magician for an opposition. Either meaning, magician, opposition. That's why Dr. Yakut is mentioning here, okay? Now both are, if you look at when I come back to the other meaning, and then we will point this thing back a little bit more. The fanada fironu fil maqami allazi istamau fihi ma'ahu aw amra munadiyan fanada fil nasi. Pharaoh called out in the place where they gathered with him, or he commanded a caller to announce among the people, or he commanded a caller to announce among the people. This is what fanada means from Dr. Yakut. Okay. This is a footnote, so I put the harakat and translation for you. Brother and sister, but I just want to add one or two items here. So if you recall, brothers and sisters, that people was getting summa adbara yasa. Then he turned his back. Why he turned his back? Because there was a kalam back and forth between Hazrat Musa alayhi salam or Pharaoh. When Musa alayhi salam mentioned that I am from Allah, I, I am from the Lord, and then he mentioned, uh, Wakala Musa ya Pharaoh, inni rasulu min rabbil alameen. And Musa added, O Pharaoh, I am a messenger from the Lord of the whole world. This is, if you can find it, this is Surah Al-Araf. Okay. And Ashura, he said, Kala Rabbus Samavati wal Ardi, Wama Binahuma in Kuntum Mukminin. Musa said, the Lord of the heaven and the earth, and that between them, if you should be convinced. Then again back and forth communication that Hazrat Musa alayhi salam mentioned, Kala Rabbukum wa Rabbukum Abaukum Awwaleen. Your Lord and the Lord of your first forefather. That's the message I'm giving you. For these repeated questions, the Pharaoh get really, really frustrated, get upset. He turned his back. He tried to planning something, and then he decided to announce to his people. So he gathered either his soldiers, because a lot of people was all the magicians, etc. They all was going to sajda and do that. So he get extremely upset. So he gathered forcefully all the people, uh, and either he called out uh, the and he announced what he announced. We are coming in a follow us. Okay, that's the background for this for this thing. Okay, because he was summa adaburu yasa fahashara fanada. Okay, and next one is fakala ana rabbukumul ala. So that's what he was going to announce among the people to what reiterate them that he is the Lord of the Most High. Okay, so let's look at the translation by the authentic translation, and see how far we are from the thing. Actually, it's a very simple thing, so I think it should not have any 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 significant differences. What we did for our looking at the dictionaries and what the tafsiri translation is. Okay. So here, Dr. Mustafa Khatam said, Fahashira Fanada. Then he summoned his people and called out. Okay, that's what. Okay. Dr. Mohar Ali, and he assembled and proclaimed. Fanada, I say proclaimed. Okay, what proclaimed? Is Fakala ana rabbukumul ala. Mr. Iman Tori said, then he gathered his people and proclaimed. The same thing. Okay. Called out or proclaimed. Okay. So that's very simple. Okay. Now, but this basically says that's the word yes ayu has been used because he was getting basically quite upsetting because Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was repeatedly repeating him the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and people was getting impressed by repeated message, by the repeated message by the Musa alayhi salam. Okay. Then he get upset and he called out, gather everyone, and then he declared, Fakala ana rabbukum al-ala. So what is Fakala? Okay, let's quickly do that. It's very simple. We can pick up pace here. Fakala. Okay. Ahliata. Mabni ala fatah. I have to increase to become better. Look, if we write like the glass slips. Okay. Harfu atfin. Mabni ala fatah. And Kala is fi'l madin. Fi'l madin. Mabni ala fatah. And file is the same thing where there's the mere muttasil jawaz takdiro hua. So I think I will just copy from here and then put it there. So this will This will give us some time to talk about other extra things. Okay, so we go here, paste, we go. So फाइलुन ज़मीर मुस्ततिर जवाज़न तकदीरुहु हुआ. Except I will write हुआ here to keeping over. So we know, and this huwa is again, again Fir'aun. Okay, and this jumla is matuf ila jumla sanada. None. Nada. Okay, that's very easy. Okay, ana the mere munfasilun, and this call, brother and sister, by the way, tara khaliya. Tara khaliya comes in, that means this is a short thing. So you don't have to, you're not supposed to pronounce ana. Okay, so you already know, most of the people know. Okay, so I think one of the time I think I will share the different type of the mire mun maslun mabni ala sakun here with our khalia, and it's fi mahalli rafin. It came, you can see from ana. It looks like a jumla ismiya started. It started with this jumla failure, now become jumla ismiya. Is mubtada. Mubtada. Okay. Rabbukum. You can say ana rabbukum. Two words. Rabbu and kum. Rabbu is, as you can see, marfu. Marfu now noun coming immediately after mubtada becomes khabar. Easy. Khabrun, and khabar is always marfu. You can see the dhamma there. And alamat rafa is dhammatu zahira. Now, brothers and sisters, two is ism and ism. This is ism and this is damir is ism, right? So ism and ism, either natu manut or mudaf ilay. Can't be natu manut, it has to be mudaf ilay. So come here plus wa huwa mudaf rabbu, and kum is damir muttasil mabni ala sakun. This we didn't do before, so I have to write down damir muttasilun mabni ala ha. Let me explain a little bit, brothers and sisters. He had actually, it is mabni ala sakun, but here, brothers and sisters, so this dhamma came for to prevent the takai saknin. You know, if it is a sakun here, mabni ala sakun, if this is a sakun here and sakun here, the two sakun doesn't matter. So to do the combined, you have a dhamma there. Okay. So what we say? What is it? Damir muttasil mabni ala sakun mabni ala sakun fi mahalli jarrin. This become mudafe ilahi. Okay. Very easy. Now we explain what is mabni ala sakun. So this sakun. Okay. This is for those who are in a new, even though we did that thing many times, so I'm going to write again. Allazi hurrika ila ad-dammi manan, to prevent li iltikai as-sakinin. Sakinain. Okay. Meeting of the two sukuns. Sakinain, the meeting of the, it is changed. Damir muttasil mabni ala sukoon allazi. Sukoon is hurrika change ila dammi to the damma to prevent the meeting of the two sukoon. This what it means. Okay, easy for those of you who joined new in the class. Okay. Now rabbukum kumul ala. This look like marfa noun right now, and before that rabbukum. There we go. So this becomes kum is, brothers and sisters. Let me just say, kum is damir is always marfa, not nakra right now, and therefore this becomes okay. So this is marfa. This is marfa, not okay. So this becomes not. We always use the blue font for the defining these things. So natun, or you can say sifa. And this is marfu because Rabbu is marfu. And alamate rafa is dammatul al muqaddar and litadu. Okay. So now let's do quickly the translation. Okay. Over this is the one thing missing. Remember the rule. Fakala. Kala came in. So whatever Kala, he said. Kala, he said. Simple. Okay. Fakala, then he said. He said what? Where is the mafule bhai? This is called the jumla which came after the Kala becomes is mafule bhai or known as the now makulo call. Okay. So this jumla here, brothers and sisters, the entire jumla from ana rabbukumul ala, this jumla, which is now we can call it jumla min mubtada plus khabar fi mahalli nasbin makul call. Makulu calling. Okay. This jumla becomes makulu. Now our Arabs are complete. Okay. Now let's look at the meaning. Fakala. So then he said. He, who? Pharaoh. Ana, I am. Rabbukum, your Lord. Nauzubillah. Al-ala, ismu tafdeel. You have that thing? Yeah. Ismu tafdeel. So, let's look at it, brother and sister, very quickly. The root words are ayn, lam, waw. Allah. Ayn, lam, waw. Allah, bab, nasra. Allah, yalu. Aluwan. Aluwan. To be high, elevated, to rise, to be rise high, or ascend. All meaning is Allah. And Ta'ala is basically came the sixth form 6. Ta'ala. Yeke Subhana wa Ta'ala. This is what it is. Ta'ala of God. To be sublime, to become exalted. But if you have Ta'ala like this, only use an imperative word. Come. This only use an imperative form meaning come. Okay. Otherwise, Ta'ala this way is due of God to be sublime, become exalted. Allah is ismu tafdeel. Allah is ismu tafdeel, highest. Al-ala, attribute of God. the most high, the most sublime, the most exalted is all Allah. Allah. So we call it the most high. I will not put capital because this is for Firon who's saying it. Okay. Nauzubillah, Nauzubillah. What Dr. Yaqut has mentioned here, وَقَدْ أَرَادَ فِرْعَوْنَ لَعْنَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى إِنَّهُ لَرَبُّ إِنَّهُ لَرَبَّ فَوْقَهُ. Fir'aun, may God curse him. وَقَدْ أَرَادَ فِرْعَوْنَ, may God curse him. Meaning, what is the meaning for that? That there is no God above him. The Jumla is saying there is no God above him. Okay? What is meaning here? Pharaoh, may God curse him. He said there is no God above him. Nauzubillah. Nauzubillah. This is a footnote again. If you like it, I can put it for you guys. For you taking a photo. Let me see if just give me 1 minute, sister, so I can. There we go. I think some of those may like to. This is the Dr. Yaqut explanation. I will put it here, okay? The other one you have it in the base here, okay? For the Fanada and one for Fahashara, okay? So I have to collect it all you footnote for you guys. So. Right? So brothers and sisters, basically what is happening now, if you look at the context that we're talking about, the Summa Adbara Yasa, then he turned his back, striving, his planning or something like that. In Fashara Fanada, he gathered forcefully all the people with and called out that, hey, all the people, I am the Lord the Most High. And he getting frustrated because Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is saying, Musa, ya Fir'auna, inni rasulu min rabbikal alamin. Qala rabbu samawati wal ardi wa ma bainahuma in kuntum mu'minun. Qala rabbukum wa rabbul abaukum awwalin. But though Fir'aun get extremely frustrated and he tried to sell, no, 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 no. I am your Lord, the Most High. He's telling all the gathered people, etc. Because this showed his frustration, the extreme frustration, and illustration. This also shows the illustration of is here illustration of his ignorance, arrogance, illustration of his arrogance. Ana Rabbukum Allah, illustration of his arrogance. Let's look at the translation of our scholars. Copy. I'm going to put it here for the time being. So just I have to move this thing a little bit. Higher so I can see if this thing fit here. Almost okay. Oop. I beg your pardon. I think I have. Okay. Fakala ana rabbukum ala. Dr. Mustafa Khatab translated it saying, I am your Lord the Most High. Dr. Mohar Ali, then he said, I am Lord of you, the Most High. Ana Rabbukum, Lord of you. Okay. Iman Torres, I, Pharaoh, am your Lord, the Most High. Oh, it's very, Alhamdulillah, it's very easy. And I will give you the thing here. And also, brother and sister, if you like the references which I have it, let me see if I can find them quickly and then I can give you. Yeah, I have it here. So it's my personal notes. So you can see the reference where it came from. So we put it here. There we go. Okay, you can enlarge it when you. So I'm going to go screenshot of this. Summa adbara yasa fahashara fanada fakala ana rabbukumul ala. Okay. And then there is a vocab of this. Yasa fahashara al ala. And you can enlarge the footnote also afterwards, and you can see what Dr. Yaqut is telling, right? And then this is the thing which I missed, brother and sister. I put on a separate page here. This is the preparation of the vocabulary for Adbara. Okay, Adbara. Okay. So Alhamdulillah, we'll go to the next ayah very quickly. فَأَخَذَهُ اللَّهُ نَكَالَ الْآخِرَةِ وَالْأُولَى. Brother and sister, I will need a break for 2 minutes, brother and sister. After I had a health setback again, I think last week. So I may not be able to speak continuously. So my apology, brother and sister. I made several mistakes today, and then I have to correct myself after realizing it. And please accept my apologies. But this is the reality of life right now. I'm trying my best, brother and sister, to assemble as much information as possible for you guys, so that it will benefit us all, inshallah, inshallah. So for a couple of minutes break, and then I'll come back, inshallah. فأخذ الله الله نقال الآخرة والأولى فأخذه. Fa is harf there are two words, brothers and sisters. Fa, three words, akhaz and hu. Excuse me. Fa is harfu ataf. We may have to pick up a little bit speed here, brothers and sisters. So harfu atfin. Excuse me. Mabni ala fatah. And akhaza, pele madin. And it should be mabni ala fatah. Then we come to who. Three lines. ضمير متصل ضمير متصل مبني على ضمة and في محل what? We have a madi, fi'l madi, and we can see Allahu file in the next. So this who is maf'ul bihi, right? في محل نصب مفعول به. We write down مفعول به. Okay. Very simple, very quickly, okay? And this Allahu is fine. File, I beg your pardon, I think. First we write down Allahu is lafzul jalala. Lafzul al jalalati, and came here as a file. In a sentence, came here as a file. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is matun and alamate rafail ad-dammatu zahira. So we're going to go to fast. Nakala. Mashallah, mashallah. Nakala is, brother and sister, it has two interpretations. Okay. Nakala, number one, we did many times maf'ul mutlaq. Okay. Today may not be time to repeat it again. Next time it comes in, inshallah, we will go back to Maful Mutlaq. I'll explain a bit more, but here actually we are a little bit behind schedule. So I say I did explain Maful Mutlaq many times. Maf'ulun al-mutliqun al-mutlaq. And this is actually this is naibana masdar. The sub-classification is naibana masdar. And why it is a naibana masdar, brother and sister? When we do the translation, then I will explain, because it is a phenomenon, of akhada. Okay? Phenomenon of akhada. Okay. For example, we can say فَأَخَذَهُ أَخَذُ اللَّهُ نَكَالًا, or we can say نَقْلَ اللَّهُ بِهِ. نَقَل اللَّهُ بِهِ. We can say al-maine, it came in. Okay. So maf'ul mutlaq, so we say naibana masdar. And I think some other day, I think I explained you the classification of maf'ul mutlaq and what is the naib. Naib is the one, maf'ul mutlaq is the one when the fail which came before, is masdar is the same fail and a same form. Same fail and a same form of the fail, okay, is maf'ul mutlaq. But if it's same fail, a different form here, that is a naib and a masdar, or some other similar words came in, meaning it can become a naib and a masdar muradafa. Muradafa means synonym, okay. And similarly, if it can come sometime as a naat, sometime different thing I explained the other time. Okay, we don't have much time, so I need to finish couple of 2 ayahs at least. So I'm going to leave it far forward here. Naibun an masdar. Naib and a masdar, and this is came here is muradaf. Muradi fahu. Mean that it is phenomenon of akhada. Oh, phenomenon, not none. Phenomenon. Muradaf. Okay. And it is mansoob. You can see the fatah. Mansoobun, and alamatin nasba is fatatu zahira, and it's also wahwa mudaf. Masdar came as a mudaf. Okay, this is the one interpretation, is maf'ul mutlaq, and is actually naib and masdar. Second interpretation is from the scholars, including our Dr. Yaqub, same thing. It can be maf'ulul li ajlihi. Maf'ul li ajlihi. What is li ajlihi? It's a reason for doing an action. Reason for verbal noun is an action. Okay. Reason for doing an action. Okay, it's a maf'ul li ajlihi. Oh, action. I just quickly do it down. Okay. The reason for doing an action is maf'ul li ajlihi. This is the other explanation for that. Okay. When we do the translation, then I will write one or two more things here. We will suffice it for the time. So it has a two-minute way. It could be maf'ul mutlaq, naib and masdar, or it could be maf'ul li ajlihi, reason for doing is continue, reason for doing an action. Okay. Al-akhiri. Now this is nikala is mudaf. Mudaf, this becomes mudaf ilayhi. Right? So this becomes mudaf and mudaf ilayhi majrurun. And alamate jarrihi is kasratu zahira. Kasratu zahira. Okay. Very easy. Okay. What comes? Wal ula. Waw is harf atab. Ula look like it's not a wheel. So it's harf atfin. Mabni ala fatah. And ula is ism matuf. Ismun matufun. And it is majrurun. Why, brother and sister? Because there is the ism matuf to ala akhirah. Right? And alamate jarhi is al kasra. Al muqaddara للتعذير. Okay. Kasra here, brothers and sisters, is, and the ya is after fatah is heavy. Okay. You can't have a kasra after fatah. Okay. So that's why it's become kasra al muqaddara al heavy. Okay. Al ula. And why do you use a mad? Mad here? Because the next word is starting with a hamza. Next word is starting with a hamza. So that's why it's a mad. Okay. So actually let's quickly do the translation and then we will do some explanation for that. Okay. فَأَخَذَهُ. فَأَخَذَ. فَأَيْسُ أَخَذَ. What is أَخَذَ, brothers and sisters? The root words, brothers and sisters, for أَخَذَ are, we look at the time actually. أَخَذَ are Hamza, Kha, Za, Bam, Nasra, أَخَذَ, يَأْخُذُ, أَخْذًا. To take, to talk, to take with one's hand, to take hold of, to take away, to remove, to revive, to obtain, to overpower, to overwhelm, to overtake, to seize. Here we go, I think. That's the meaning we are looking for. To seize, to punish, to destroy. All these meaning can come up. فَأَخَذَ, so seized. Who? Him. Who's who? Fir'aun. Okay. So, need a green. Seized him. Who seized him? File is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seized him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seized him, overwhelmed him, destroyed him. There we go. Okay. Nakala. What is Nakala, brother and sister? Nakala has a little bit more explanation. So as Ustad Noman Ilsa mentioned, Nakala is basically called a chain, ankle bracelets of the prisoners. Okay. So they call a says and they okay. But actually Nakala word comes from Noon, Kaf, Lam. Okay, from Bab, Daraba, Nakala, Nakala, not Nakala. I beg your pardon. I keep saying it. Nakala is there, but here the root word is Nakala. Okay, this is Nakala. I keep saying that, but here is Nakala. Nakala, Yankalu, Naklatan. Nakla, yankilu, kilu, daraba, yadribu, nakla, yankilu, nakla. To make an example of, to punish severely, this is the meaning. Okay? To punish severely, to someone a lesson called nakala. Naklan, to break an agreement or contact. Okay? The same root word, brother and sister, also comes from Bab Daraba. This is Bab Daraba and Bab Nasra, which already we did. Okay? Bab Daraba we already did before, and Bab Nasra. Nakla, Yan Kulu, and Nakulan. Okay? Yan Kulu, Bab Daraba, Nakulan. Okay? This is the repeat. Okay? So you don't have to see that. Okay? And then from Bab Samia, Nakila, Yankalu, Nakalan. To recoil, to shrink, to detest. A different meaning. Okay? To detest. Here, brother and sister, is Bab Daraba, to severe punishment. Okay? To punish severely. To punish severely. So Bab Nasra and Bab Samia is to recall, to shrink, to detest. Okay? Form 2 is Nakka. Nakkala, Yunakkilu, Tankilan. To punish severely. The same thing. Okay? Basically. Okay? To punish incrementally and continuously is form 2. Nakalun is warning, lesson, example, punishment. Warning, lesson, example, punishment. Now, okay. Now, brothers and sisters, I will read what Dr. Yaqut footnotes say about Nakala, okay? About the meaning of this ayah, then we'll do in the end, okay? So Nakla we will write down here as we just noticed, with severe punishment or with an exemplary punishment. With an exemplary so فأخذه, now فأخذ, so seized him. Who's the address? Who's the address to? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing to our Prophet. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is addressing to فَأَخَذَ اللَّهُ نَقَالَ الْآخِرَةِ وَالْأُولَى. Let's do the translation and become a little bit more clear. With an exemplary punishment, al-akhirati, I think we did al-akhirah before several times. So I'm not going to go through that for the last. Okay? For the last. Al-akhirati, for the last. Or the last time as opposed to the near time. Okay, there we go. I'm short of time, brothers and sisters, so I will just show you. Al-akhirati, last time, as opposed to the near one or hereafter. Last time, as opposed to the near one or the hereafter. Okay, one come to al-akhirati. Okay. All right. So we say for the last. Okay. Wal ula. We did before ula. Awwala. Feminine is ula. Okay, this is a plural. Ulayat was famous. Al-ula. Al-ula is right here, brothers and sisters. The earliest or the previous or the foremost. Earliest or the previous or the foremost. So we take it the foremost and the first. We say for the last and we say and the first. Okay. So now we go through a little bit meaning. So here, brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminding our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that how he has dealt with the transgressor, how we have how he has dressed with the transgressor. At the same time, he's doing consolation for him also, not to worry because it's other messages. So here, actually, he was telling how he dealt with the transgressor in the 15. Okay, so so Allah Subhanahu wa Taala seized the Pharaoh, and gave with the exemplary punishment. You know what the punishment was, that he get drowned in the sea. He got drowned in the sea. Now we come back to the wal akhirati wal ula. What is the meaning of al akhirati wal ula? Here, brothers and sisters, a different type of interpretation. If we say the hereafter, etc., then the other interpretation will come in as in the hereafter, that he has punished him in this world, he will drown, and he will be punished in the hereafter. But I think Dr. Suleiman Jakut has given a very nice explanation of what is meant by Nakai, this sentence. But before we go forward, remember we mentioned we're going to come back to the meaning. Okay? When I said this is a Naibana Mastar Mansubun, so what was the Naibana? What it could be, Dr. Yakut was telling us, this is Al-Maine. This is the Maine from Dr. Yakut. Al-Maine. It could be Nakallahu. Nakalallahu Bahi. Means, may God punish him. That's in Hindi. When you take the Maful Mutlaq. Maful li ajlihi, what is the reason of doing that thing? Dr. Yakut has mentioned, Ahkazahullahu akhazan nakalan akhirati wal ula. Let me see if I can find that thing. I think that usually I write here, but I did not write here. So it's in my notes. Let me quickly go back to the notes and where I translated a lot of stuff here. These are the different. No, I think I did not do that. Let's go over here. Okay, I will take it from here. Okay, just a minute. This is my notes. Copy so that you guys' notes become complete. So this is when he come as mafule liajlihi. When he come as mafule liajlihi, akhazallahu akhazan nakalan akhirati wal ula. May Allah overtook him with extreme punishment in this life and the hereafter. So reason for doing an action. See, reason for doing an action. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reason. Okay, this is what. Now Dr. Yakut mentioned what is mentioned by al-akhirati wa ula. What is the first one and the last one and the first one? This is the translation. I took it out, but there's a long the Arabic thing there. We didn't have a room for that, so I just translated that thing for you guys, and you can look in your spare time, inshallah. Okay, so al-nakal, nikal, meaning punishment. Just as as-salam means submission. Okay. What is meant by nakal al-akhirati wal-ula? Burning in the hell in the hereafter and drowning in the sea in the world. So whoever hears this story may learn a lesson from it. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that how he has seized Allah dealt with the transgressor, so all of us can learn a lesson from it. Okay, so that's the one interpretation. So now I say, on the authority of Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, the punishment al-akhirati relates to his by saying Ana Rabbukumul Ala. Ana Rabbukumul Ala. Right here. Ana Rabbukumul Ala. So this is the punishment for him. Okay. So that's the one. Right? And now what is meant by the akhirati? Okay. So he's saying this is the for the last one. Ana Rabbukul Ala. Now he said the punishment of an akhirati relates to his by saying Ana Rabbukul Ala. I am your Lord, the Most High. And Ula by saying this is a different ayah, brother and sister, where he's saying Ma alimtu lakum min ilaha min bin ilahi ghairi. I do not know of any God for you other than me. This is the other place where Fir'aun has mentioned. In the Quran, Fir'aun has said that thing. Okay. And that is what is, he said initially, Alula. What did he say initially? Ma ilamtu lakum min ilahi ghairi. And what he said? The al-akhiri, ana rabbukumul ala. I am your Lord, the Most High. And al-ula by saying, I do not know of any God for you other than me. Okay. And it is said there were 40 years between the two words, and some Mufassirin say there were 20 years. When he said the first thing, al-ula, which is ma'amaltu, or he said rabbukum ala, this is the akhiri. Okay. So this is the explanation here for this ayah for Dr. Suleiman Yaqut. It's a beautiful note. I translated for you guys. I will enlarge it so you can take a screenshot. Okay, ayah 25. Okay. What is, according to Dr. Yaqut, what is meant by al-akhiri or al-ula? These two statements which Fir'aun said, some say about 40 years apart, or some say about 20 years. Okay. Right? So this is what meaning was for the last and the first one. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in summary, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is basically reminding our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that how he dealt with the transgressor in previously, so all of us can heed a message from it. Okay, so that's what the basic thing came from. I hope I have covered almost everything in this ayah. I'm going to go back quickly, take the translation, because I want to finish very quickly one more ayah before we go. There we go. I think it's at 25. So this is the one we are looking for right now, and I'm going to read it loud for you guys. So we go back to the here, and I put it there. Then I will, inshallah, I will give you a screenshot. Okay. So here, brothers and sisters, let me put it. Okay, enlarge for you. So Dr. Mustafa Khatab has explaining the Maya, what we concluded by our translation. So Allah overtook him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seized him or overtook him, making him an example in this life and the hereafter. This is the translation with Dr. Mustafa Khatab is saying. Okay, making an example in this life and hereafter, as we said, our translation, where I mentioned al-akhirata is hereafter and ula is in this part. Okay. The second translation, which I told you about Dr. Suleiman Yaqut, what he said in the beginning, and after 20 or 40 years apart, he said the second thing. That's the reason for his picking up. Okay, the two punishments. Dr. Mohar Ali, so Allah seized him in an exemplary punishment of the hereafter, and the first. Means that in the end and in this life by drowning him in the sea. This is the explanation which we came in the first time. Okay. Sister Iman told us, so Allah seized him with the punishment of the next life as well as this one. So all three scholars which follow is referring to the al-akhirah is the judgment, hereafter punishment, and ula is the drowning in this life, in this world. Okay. Dr. Suleiman Yaqut is mentioning that Allah seized him and gave him a punishment because of his saying first word, I do not know of any God for you other than me. And then he said afterward that I am your Lord, the Most High. But because of this saying twice that thing, Allah has punished him very in this life and the hereafter. So there's both meaning can be done. Okay, I will give you a screenshot. I hope I made it clear for you guys and different interpretation here for the different scholars. And here is it okay? This is the first page, and this is the second page. Okay, and I already have give you the Dr. Yaqut footnote for An-Nikal and what is mean by Al-Akhirah or Al-Ula. Okay, may Allah knows better. May Allah forgive me if I make any mistakes in the explanation of his message. Inshallah. So next one, very quickly, brothers and sisters, I have 15 minutes. It's a lot. It's a big ayah, but I will try to cover. As a matter of fact, the other ayah has a little bit more things here, brothers and sisters, to do that. So I think I'm afraid we may have to stop here because inna fi zalika ibratil liman yaksha. So it has basically lamu mazalka. There is a scholar differences between the two group of scholars. Someone saying that lam is lamu mazalka, the other saying lamu ibtada. It has some explanation which may take some time. So I think it will be prudent actually if we can leave it for the next week. My apologies. I really want to finish up to this ayah, but inshallah we will pick this thing up next week inshallah. Okay? So may Allah subhanahu if brother and sister, if as I mentioned earlier, my apologies that I have misspoken a few times, but I was able to correct myself, and this is a fact that I have some health issues, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help me because I have dedicated the remaining of my life to learning myself first of all, and try to make easy for all of you for the uh, for the morphology and Arabs of the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for having said that, I'm going to stop here and offer a dua, and inshallah then we go we cover inshallah next time. I really want you to do this ayah, but inshallah we'll cover it next time because it has some explanation about the Lama Mazalika and one or two other issues. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your devotion of time to study, understand the Quranic Arabic language as a good deed in your scale of good hasanat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all, your spouses, your children with the excellent health. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all in your job, in your businesses, in your careers, in the professions, and in the education of your children. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all strong memory and deep knowledge of the Arabic and understanding and the depth of the message of our Lord so that we all feel the miracle of Quran, the miracle of his message deep inside our heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enlighten our homes and our family with the light of the Quran and instill this light in the hearts of the children. Allahumma atmim lana nuran waqfil lana innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allahumma anta aj'al Qur'ana rabi'al qulubana wa nura saduruna. Rabbana atmim lana nuran waqfil lana innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. Ya muqallibal qulubi thabbit qulubana ala dinika. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. We'll see you next time, inshallah. Jazakumullahu खैर